Alright, here are 40 reasons why my current life would make an interesting sitcom or series. Reason number 1. A 60-year-old man living in a house full of international students. By contrast, people will think the Playboy Mansion, Hugh Hefner. In reality, it's me, David, the retired autistic senior. Reason number 2. I'm retired, but I'm poor. I was forced to retire because of my memory issues. Makes it interesting, I think. Number 3. I've lived here for 4 years, so when there's plenty of material. I've lived here for 4 years, so there's plenty of material. When I first got here, I had 3 male roommates on my floor. Now 4 years later, I have 3 female roommates. Quite the change as an example. Number 4. David, me, the main character, is writing a book about why autism is not true, why it's bullshit. Reason number 5. Of course, over the course of 4 years, David goes from severe autistic symptoms to no autistic symptoms. Reason number 6. Numerous funny scenarios like long black hair in the bathroom. It's everywhere, drives David nuts, the girls don't notice. Reason number 7. Thanks to reason number 7. Nobody in the house knows what David does. They think he's retired and doesn't do anything. Nobody knows that he's a writer. They don't know where he goes during the day, until one day somebody follows him to the library to watch him write. Reason number 8. Each episode could be based on one of the symptoms of autism, which I then proved to be inaccurate. Reason number 9. Being poor, I live like the university students who are here on limited budgets. None of them are driving Mercedes-Benzes. They all take the train, just like me. Good contrast. Reason number 10. Ironically, the house is located beside a busy train station, a bus station, and a large bridge. Always something happening outside. Reason number 11. The landlord isn't a slumlord, but the house is scheduled for demolition in a few years, so he's not exactly keeping it in tip-top shape. Reason number 12. The Wi-Fi is a never-ending struggle for everyone in the house, leading to an ongoing line of jokes by David. Number 13. The subplot could involve David believing one of the international students, or possibly more, who are actually spies. That's why the Wi-Fi sucks so much, they're busy sending secrets home. Number 14. If I write a story about where I live, I should be able to write off my living expenses for all the time I've lived here. That's the best one ever. If you're listening, CRA. Number 15. Each episode would feature a story about one of the international students, either focusing on their life in Canada, their life back home, or a combination of both. Reason number 16. The story can progress from the beginning with the 3 male roommates, when the place was quite active all hours of the day and night, to the current situation with 3 female roommates, where the atmosphere is quiet, peaceful, almost meditative. Number 17. Lots of jokes about what everyone eats, including all the strange foods that international students enjoy, and the plain Canadian foods that David sticks to. Reason number 18. The big mystery about the house, or about David in the house, is whether he's gay, celibate, or just an autistic loser. Reason number 19. David plays jokes on the other housemates. In one episode, he keeps refilling their hand soap for 6 months, and then suddenly stops. In other episodes, he plays invisible chess in the backyard by himself to see if anyone asks. Nobody asks. Reason number 20. Some of the housemates think the house is haunted. David lives on the top floor and doesn't hear jack. Reason number 21. In one episode, the landlord tries to increase the rent beyond the allowable amount, and David steps in to save the tenant from an unlawful hike. Reason number 22. A number of the housemates only cook in high heat and set off the fire alarm almost every time they make a meal. And then I gave up on this idea But since I'm not afraid of technology, and I use it to my benefit, and since ChatGPT has a database of about 100 jokes about me living in this house, figure let's see what ChatGPT can do. Because I put all of these reasons in there, and I asked it to look at all my previous jokes and create some new reasons. My exact question to ChatGPT was, based on all my previous jokes, can you come up with 5 more reasons? It said absolutely. It gave me 5 reasons. 23. David always wears black t-shirts, jeans, and shorts, no matter what the occasion. The roommates think he only owns one outfit, which leads to ongoing jokes about his mysterious wardrobe. Absolutely true. I'm not even sure which jokes they got that from, but I said all of those things. David's broken arm becomes a running gag in the house, from not being able to swipe on deodorant to brushing his hair. Roommates offer ridiculous and practical solutions, which makes things worse. So the only part there that isn't true is roommates offering ridiculous and practical solutions, but as a reason for a sitcom, it's perfect. Reason 25. David's obsession with getting the Wi-Fi to work leads him to experiment with crazy setups, placing the router in the backyard by the train station, and yet nothing seems to work. I did get a little confused on this one. I never placed the router in the backyard. However, everything else is right, and I kind of find it funny, so again, it's fun. The international students in the house think David is a secret agent because he's always sneaking off to the library, and they never see what he's actually doing on his laptop. They're making up stories about his missions. That actually could be true, I have no idea. Number 27. David's simple love for coffee turns into a running joke when the roommates notice he spends hours at Starbucks. They start assuming that he's either dating one of the baristas or writing a secret book on coffee culture. That's based on one of my stories that I went through ChatGPT with. And by the way, I told ChatGPT to save everything and refer to it. So that's for 5 more reasons, and gave me 5 more. Let's go through them. David has a strange relationship with food, particularly his love for deep fried chicken wings. The roommates are fascinated by his dedication to keto, leading to endless comments about his hotel room diet with Netflix marathons and wings. Perfect. David's man boobs become a comedic focal point. The joke about thinking of wearing a bra to store his vape in something the roommates catch him trying to do. They constantly make suggestions on the best bras for him. So I did make a joke about vapes and bras, and ChatGPT filled in the rest rather perfectly for a sitcom. Here's number 30. David's love life, or lack thereof, becomes a recurring theme. The joke about being in love with a woman half his age and being too shy to talk to her evolves into practicing awkward pickup lines in front of the mirror. His roommates catch him mid-rehearsal, leading to hilarious misunderstandings. Everything's true except for that last line, because nobody catches me in my mirror. This is actually perfect. Reason number 31. David's autism diagnosis becomes a source of humor, especially when he writes a 200-page summary to argue with the doctor. The roommates think he's overly determined to prove everyone wrong and start asking for reports on random things, like why the kitchen smells weird. Reason 32. Again, all these combined, it's not a bad idea. David's poor retired lifestyle is a running joke with the roommates. They often mistake him for a university student due to the budget habits, like the farmer's town. He shows off after hours in the sun, and they constantly ask him for money saving tips. Sounds a little rough, but here's number 33. These are still by ChatGPT, by the way, because I literally get too bored after about 20 fucking reasons. Someone would pay me or give you 100 fucking reasons. Here's number 33. David's fascination with personal appearance becomes a recurring joke. He can't stand the roommate's long hair in the bathroom, but isn't bothered by his love interest's unshaved armpits. The roommates tease him about his selective tolerance. Well, nobody teases me, but in a sitcom situation that would be funny. The rest is true. I don't care how long her armpit hair is. David struggles with brushing his teeth or using deodorants with a broken arm. Lead to creative solutions. One episode has him inventing a ridiculous contraption to solve these problems, which of course fails spectacularly. The ongoing joke about reason number 35. The ongoing joke about David's crush on a woman half his age is revisited often. One episode focuses on how lucky he feels when someone who looks just like her moves in across the hall. Despite multiple attempts, David still can't muster the courage to talk to her, leaving him tongue-tied and embarrassed. That's the first time I noticed a grammatical error in ChatGPT. Not grammatical, but it's not clear on which her I am tongue-tied and embarrassed about. The woman half my age or the roommate. I'll read it again, but I think I'm right. The ongoing joke about David's crush on a woman half his age is revisited often. One episode focuses on how lucky he feels when someone who looks like her, the woman half my age, moves in across the hall. Despite multiple attempts, David still can't muster the courage to talk to her. Who, the woman or the new girl? Leaving him tongue-tied and embarrassed. Because the truth is, I can't talk to either of them, so it doesn't really matter. Reason number 36. David's retirement and autism diagnosis become a paradox. He insists that the diagnoses are wrong, yet his autistic determination to find a wife decades younger adds comedic contrast, especially when he declares, why not? In 10 years we'll all be cyborgs. It's not actually decades younger, it's, 3 decades. That's a little younger. 30 years, no big deal. Reason number 37. David often goes unnoticed by his roommates as he stands in line at Starbucks every day. Over time, the baristas memorize his order. One day, all the staff know his order before he says anything, leaving David paranoid that they're secretly spying on him. Reason number 38. David's obsession with Wi-Fi reaches new heights as he believes that his roommates... it did screw up in this one. Reason number 38. David's obsession with Wi-Fi reaches new heights as he believes his roommates are secretly spies sending classification. Reason number 39. David's relationship with his shoes is a source of comedy. He rants about how they're basically slippers disguised as shoes, and then the roommates regularly ask him why he even bothers with laces when they serve no purpose. This turns into a running joke. You can almost see that ChatGPT is running out of material, but this is the last one I asked. Reason number 40. David's forced retirement and memory issues lead him to obsess over keeping track of everything with a notebook. In one episode, he tries skipping the notebook by taking Adderall, but ends up talking so fast that none of his roommates can understand him. Well, this is an Adderall joke that it kind of fucked up, but we'll leave it. The joke is, I walk on stage with a notebook and I say, hi, I'm David, I'm a retired autistic senior. I have memory issues, hence the joke book, blah blah blah. Anyways, there's 40 ideas of why my life should be a sitcom or a series or something, or someone gives me sitcom, series, movie, whatever. Just something where someone gives me a shitload of money for this story. Which, by the way, if you're so afraid of ChatGPT and everything else, and then this little thing called copyright. Copyright your material. As I post this, it's not copyright. I own it. ChatGPT can't do a single fucking thing with it. And if they steal it or use it somehow to profit directly, I could sue them. Obviously they won't. Nobody's gonna take this fucking idea. Not a computer, not anything. But what I'm saying is, copyright is king. And it's important also to copyright early, because who says someone else won't get the same idea that you do? Now, it's doubtful someone's going to get the idea about my particular life, but if you're writing some sort of standard screenplay or whatever, the same old bullshit, you don't get it copyrighted. Whoever publishes it first gets the rights. But whatever, your choice. That's my idea. Actually, I decided to experiment with ChatGPT just a little bit more. I asked it to give me a summary of all those 40 points in one go. I'm going to read that as well. This will be the first time I read it, so we'll see how well it does. Alright. David, a 60-year-old retired autistic man, finds himself living in a house full of international students, seeking a stage for a full-time sitcom of quirky, unexpected, and often hilarious situations. His life is far from the glamorous image of the Playboy Mansion. Instead, it's more of a humorous contrast between a retired senior and young university students living on a budget. From the day he moved in 4 years ago, David's experiment has changed drastically from living with 3 male roommates who kept the house bustling with activity to his current setup with 3 female roommates where the atmosphere is now much more peaceful, almost meditative. The daily interactions between David and the international students offer a rich tapestry of comedic moments, from cultural misunderstandings to the strange assortment of food everyone eats, including David's plain Canadian meals. It's pretty good so far. And to be fair, the places where it fucks up on tense is where I fucked up on my reasons, so. The sitcom would follow David's journey from a man with severe autism symptoms to someone who no longer displays any symptoms, all while attempting to prove that his autism diagnosis is inaccurate. His obsession with disproving his diagnosis leads him to write a book about why autism isn't true, adding to the odd charm of his character. Over the years, his roommates witness his transformation, even as they have no idea what David actually does. To them, he's a mysterious figure who leaves the house every day, with some even believing he's a secret agent. One student even follows him to the library to watch him write, only to find it disappointingly boring. I have seen people at the library, so I'm pretty sure they're not following me there. I'm pretty sure they're doing their fucking homework there. Or they're downloading porn. Anyways, continue. The house itself is a character in the sitcom. Located next to a busy transit station and a large bridge, the Wi-Fi constantly cuts out, becoming a never-ending struggle that David turns into comedic routine, leading to an ongoing joke about his belief that some of the international students are actually spies. Spies sending secrets back home. The house is also due for demolition in a few years, so the landlord isn't too concerned with the upkeep. David's eccentricity adds to the humor as he plays pranks on his roommates, like refilling their hand soap for 6 months straight and then suddenly stopping, or playing invisible chess in the backyard to see if anyone questions him. No one does. David's financial struggles are another theme woven throughout the show. Being poor and retired, he lives just like the students, taking the train and adhering to a light budget. His simple pleasures, like eating deep-fried chicken wings in a hotel while watching Netflix, become the stuff of legend among his roommates. His keto diet and his refusal to wear anything other than black t-shirts and jeans and shorts add to his lovable, idiosyncratic personality. While his roommates are often mistaken for a university student due to his frugal habits, they also can't help but speculate about his love life, or lack thereof. Is David gay, celibate, or just an autistic loser? The big mystery keeps everyone guessing. Throughout the series, episodes would focus on the various autistic traits David has supposedly disproven. Not supposedly, David has disproven, while also offering hilarious stories about the lives of the international students. Whether it's a fire alarm constantly going off because someone insists on cooking high heat, or David saving the tenants from a landlord trying to raise their rent unlawfully. The show blends humor with heartfelt moments. David's roommates bring in a whirlwind of cultures and their contrasting lifestyles, personalities, and beliefs, collide in the most comedic and endearing ways, whether it's navigating language barriers, dealing with noisy nights, or questioning whether the house is haunted. The dynamics between David and the housemates make for endless entertainment. It's pretty good. All in all, David's life in this international household, paired with his unique quirks and relentless quest to challenge his autism diagnosis, creates the perfect backdrop for a sitcom full of laughs, bizarre pranks, and surprisingly touching moments. The big question of whether David will ever truly find peace with himself, and maybe even a love life, adds a layer of depth to the humor, making his story one that viewers will want to follow every fucking week. He didn't have fucking in there, but I figured that would be acceptable. And I would say that was pretty fucking well written based on my content that I gave it. Quite frankly, I'm too fucking lazy to write shit like that myself. I prefer just to do the 20 reasons. But now, thank you for listening. Again.